Yo, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I know. It's been a while. I just wanted to apologize and say I'm sorry. And I hope that you guys will still watch and continue to listen and watch and like and subscribe and do all that jazz. Now, today is going to be really special, at least to me. Today we are going to be doing What If Deku Had a System? Now, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Izuku Midoriya, age 15. And of course, quirkless. He was bullied by Katsuki Bakugo, as always. And he has learned to accept the fact that he is quirkless. His mother did support him all throughout his journey to acceptance until she couldn't. Unfortunately, she was struck by an unknown illness which caused her to go into a coma. Now, forced to grow up earlier than he should have, he has to work 3 part-time jobs just to keep Inko into the hospital and keep a roof over his head as well. Izuku is a much more serious person now in this story because of what he had to go through, surviving on his own, growing up, taking care of his mom and the bills. But Izuku isn't that serious. He can be lighthearted when he wants to, but he's mostly serious. He never lets anything go unfinished. He's the first one to clock in and the last one to clock out. Now, let's go to the sludge villain incident. Yes, I know I did rush through his backstory a little bit, but there's not really much to say. It was just a little recap. Now, on to the story. Give me your body, kid. Help! Somebody! Help! As the sludge villain was choking Izuku, going into Izuku's body, all you can hear next is Texas Smash! And then, as All Might saved Izuku was very grateful, and he did bow and say thank you to All Might. And he did help All Might collect the sludge villain and put it in a little bottle. Let's skip to when they're both on the roof. And Izuku did ask the question. All Might, I know this may sound foolish, and I've accepted my fate long ago, but can I be a hero without a quirk? And silence. Nothing but silence until All Might spoke up. Young man, I am sorry, but no, you cannot be a hero. Just stick to being ordinary, average. Because in this line of work, if you don't have a quirk, you'll die. I'm sorry. And then as All Might jumped away, Izuku stood there frozen, in shock. He was expecting something a little more lighthearted, but no. All Might did not pull any of his punches. He told Izuku straight. And Izuku knew that All Might would say that, but again, All Might didn't pull any of his punches. And as Izuku wiped away his tears and cursed All Might under his breath, he looked at his watch and realized he had to get to his job. Now let's skip to 8 o'clock at night. Izuku just got done closing out. He works at a convenience store, by the way. Just got done closing up at the convenience store. And then as he can hear 2 girls scream. And then as he quickly looked to his left to see a man robbing them at knife point, getting ready to stab them. You should have just gave me your money, brats! Wait, don't! And then as Izuku rushed in front of the girls and took the knife for them. What is this? Is that blood? And then as Izuku fell to the floor, bleeding out, the girls were standing over him crying. One was holding a phone on the phone with 911. And then as Izuku looked up, cursing his life. Why did it have to be him? Why couldn't he have had a quirk? Why couldn't his mother be okay? And then as he cursed the gods once again, and then as a screen popped in front of him. Hello, player. Do you wish to live? What? I will repeat the question. Do you wish to live? And then as Izuku mustered up all his strength and he said, Yes, I want to live. And then as Izuku fell unconscious. As he opened his eyes to see that he's in a hospital room with 2 police officers by his bedside. He quickly got up and looked around and was confused. He wondered how he didn't die from that, but he's not going to take it for granted. Hello there, I'm so-and-so, and this is my partner, so-and-so. We just came here to ask you a few questions. They asked their questions, Izuku answered the questions, and they left. Izuku just sitting there, stunned on how he's alive. And then a screen popped up. Hello, player. Since you're new, you'll have to do these missions. If you do not complete these missions, there will be penalties, and you will be penalized. Huh? That's probably the morphine getting to me. I'll just sleep it off. And then we skipped to a couple of hours, and then the screen popped back up. Player has not done his missions. Now, time for penalty. And then, as Izuku woke up in this desert, and as he looked around confused, not knowing what's going on, he got up, and as he saw this big worm monster, and then as the screen popped up and said, survive for 3 hours or die. And then as Izuku was shocked and just started running, he instantly started running. And then as 3 more worm monsters appeared and tried to claw and eat Izuku, but he kept dodging and maneuvering. And then we skipped to 3 hours. What was that? And then as Izuku was teleported back into the hospital bed. And then as he laid down, still trying to catch his breath. Penalty has been lifted. What? And then as Izuku got up and saw the screen in front of him. What is this? Hello, I am System. Pleasure to meet you. What? Allow me to explain. You have been selected to be one of the players. You will now be able to gain strength and gain all sorts of weapons and magical powers. And you will also be able to see your status. All you have to do is say status open. Okay. Status open. And then as Izuku's stats shot up, he looked at him and he realized he was pretty weak. Then he started to mutter to himself on how he can improve. And then the system recommended to do the daily quests that he was given. If he does the daily quests every week, he will get experience points, and that XP can be transferred into his skills. Anything else I should know about the system? Once you get to a certain level, you will be able to access the item shop. The item shop can give you armor, weapons, and clothing. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Can I see the item shop now? Player is not at the required level. Okay. What's the required level? The required level is 10. Huh. What level am I at right now? Level 1. I thought so. So when do I start these daily quests? You start in the morning. Well, I should get some sleep. I have a long, long week ahead of me. We're gonna do a little time skip now. Over this week, Izuku has been doing his daily quests and using those experience points to convert his stats. I will be updating his stats constantly, but let's just say that all of his stats before upgrading them were about all three. All of them were three. And his stats include strength, strength, reflexes, intelligence, vitality, and we'll say luck. We'll say luck too. And Izuku mainly upgraded his reflexes and strength. He didn't really know what he wanted to be because the system did mention to him about the jobs that he could get. So he mainly put his strength into reflexes and strength. Oh, mainly put his points, into reflexes, strength, and intelligence. And intelligence too. I'm gonna put intelligence in there too. The rest of the stats are the same. His updated stats are 30 strength, 35 reflexes, 29 intelligence, and the rest are 10. The rest are 10s. And also, the system did give him a regular steel sword. Just a regular steel sword, nothing special. Why, you may ask? Well, Izuku is about to find out himself. So, you're saying I can go into dungeons and grow even stronger? Yes, since you are now level 10, you will be able to access the item shop and dungeons. Sounds useful. Can I access them now? Of course. But you will need to do the required daily quests before. Okay. And also, are there any ranking systems within these dungeons? Yes. All right. Explain. First is E, then F, then G. No. No. E, F, C, D, B, and A. And then S, and then SS rank. Okay. So I'm guessing I'll start off at the lowest level. Yes. Do you know what will be in these dungeons? No, it is randomized. Okay. Well, let's get these daily quests done so I can get into this dungeon. And also, Izuku did save up a lot of experience points to also buy some clothing and some armor and stuff for the dungeon. But Izuku doesn't really have a lot of experience points to spend, so he just decided to get some dungeon armor that can help with resistance to elements and poison resistance, and a little bit of protection. A little protection though, not a lot. And his dungeon attire is what you see on the screen. And he can upgrade them, but it will cost more experience points to upgrade them rather than just to get a whole new pair. But Izuku decided to stick with the clothes that he got on for now because, let's be honest, it looks cool. Anyway, now it's 10 o'clock at night and the dungeon key appeared in Izuku's hand. Izuku did bring a backpack. Oh, actually, let me switch that. He bought a pouch that can store items inside. All he has to do is just think about him and it'll come to him. So Izuku stored some extra clothes just in case, food, water, essentials. And then as he equipped the silver sword out of his inventory, and he unlocked the dungeon. As Izuku stepped into the dungeon, he immediately felt the aura around the place change. It was just a hallway, a black, empty hallway. Izuku was on guard. He made sure to he also made sure to up his reflexes and strength just before coming in here. But unfortunately, he did spend all of his experience points. So now, if he gets into any trouble, he's on his own. As Izuku started to walk down the empty hallway until he heard some noises. And then, as he saw green goblins. Huh? Goblins? And then, as the goblins started to rush at him in pairs of three, Izuku did dodge, but he did get cut on his arm, and then he stabbed the goblin. As he stabbed the goblin, more and more came. And as he defeated the pack of goblins, he did defeat the pack of goblins. And then as he saw these crystals on the floor, and as he picked one up, then, as the system explained, you can convert those into experience points, or you could sell them to the item shop to gain more experience points. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. Let's keep going then. And then as Izuku kept delving deeper and deeper into the F-rank dungeon, he did convert them mainly into experience points, and he did upgrade himself along the way. But he made sure to do it when there were no monsters, because it was really distracting. And then as he got to the final boss floor. System, what is my what chance do I have at winning? About 25%. That's low. And then as Izuku went into the item shop and purchased about three healing potions, and made sure that he was all healed up, no injuries, he was ready to go. As he entered into the dungeon, silence. And then as you can hear slithering and something sliding on the ground. As he looked up to see a giant snake. And then as before Izuku could say anything, the snake lunged at him. The snake was very fast, but Izuku did anticipate this. He dodged out of the way and stabbed the snake in its eye. And then as the snake withered around in pain and smacked Izuku across the room. Ah, damn it. And then as Izuku looked at his stats to see his HP going down. Oh, damn it. He could pack a punch. And then as Izuku noticed that his sword was still buried into the snake's eye, he put his fist up and said, "Well, come on then. I'm ready for you." And then as the snake roared at Izuku and started to slither towards him. And then as Izuku dodged most of them and just started to punch the snake. "If I can't stab you, then I'll just bludgeon you to death." And then it did take a long time, but Izuku did manage to get on top of the snake and retrieve his sword. And then as he stabbed it further and further into the snake's eye, the snake started to wither around in pain. And then as time went on, the sword broke. Damn it! Come on, you stupid snake! I'm not afraid of you! And then as Izuku rushed towards the snake, then jumping into the air and stabbed the snake in its throat. Then as he plunged the broken sword deeper into the snake's throat. And then as the snake started to wither in pain, and then it stopped. As Izuku fell down, breathing heavily, and started to chug all of his healing potions. Player has leveled up. Player has leveled up. Player has leveled up. Congratulations. You are now at level 15. Did I get any rewards? Yes. You've gained 50 experience points. Yeah, that's good. And then as Izuku noticed that his clothes are torn, he decided to upgrade his clothes. And the system also did give him another sword. Nice. And as Izuku was roaming around his stats, And then as he asks the system about the jobs, what level do I have to be to access the jobs? You have to be level 55. What? Really? That's gonna take forever. Oh well, bakers can't be choosers. Do you know the level cap system? No, I do not. Whatever. Izuku got up, and as a key summoned in his hand, and as he went into his, as he went back into his room, at his house. Huh? What time is it? What? It's 10:01 now? It was 10 o'clock at the dot when he left to go into the dungeon. Yes, player. Time works very differently from what you're used to in the dungeon. Good to know. And then as Izuku unequipped his clothes and took a shower, he ate some more because that really took a lot out of him. He ate more and took a shower, put on his pajamas and laid down and looked at his stats once more. Now for his reflexes, his reflexes are now at level, let's say, level 45. Reflexes 45. Strength is 35. Intelligence is 45 as well. And endurance. And the rest are in his 20s. The rest are just 20s. Good. I can't wait to experience more. And then as Izuku dozed off and went to sleep. I'm gonna end that here. It's been 22 minutes already. I was hoping to do it more longer, but like I said, I don't really use scripts and I don't really know what else to talk about. I don't know if I should make Izuku go to UA or make him into a vigilante or what. You guys can decide that in the comments. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notifications so you know when I'm going to be posting my next video. And guys, I just want to say again, I'm so sorry for being gone. It's been a lot going on with me recently. High school has been something else entirely. I am a father now, which is really something. I'm a father now, so I've been having to find work, and it's just been really stressful on me. But I really wanted to come on here and make a YouTube video because I know that's what you guys like, and I didn't want to keep my fans waiting. So, I will see you all in the next video, whenever I decide to post that. I love you all. Peace.